Hello, I'm Paul Ndiho. This week on the Africa Innovation and Technology channel, a South Sudanese student is using his passion for airplanes to design an aircraft. And later on, a one-on-one conversation with Cyrus Kawadia, an extraordinary Mandela Washington Fellow and founder of a youth innovation hub in Katwe, Kampala, Uganda. Every week, we strive to bring you stories that inspire, empower, engage, and motivate young African innovators using new technology into action. In recent years, the media has highlighted a series of similarly inspiring achievements by other African amateur aviation enthusiasts, whose flying machines have been created with scanty resources and little training. Some have achieved a liftoff, others haven't. Their stories are different and yet linked by parallels in barriers that they have faced and overcome, and their motivations for doing so. For at least as long ago as the Wright brothers' first powered flight in 1903, novice tinkerers and expert engineers have engaged in innovative aviation projects, varying in size and scale. In this week's edition, we'll feature a South Sudanese high school student who is using his passion for airplanes to design and make a light aircraft. George John Mayle discovered his love for aeronautics when he was a little boy, but his dreams of becoming an aeronautics engineer are being disrupted by the ongoing fighting in his country, and that is preventing him from furthering his education. Parked inside a small compound in Juba, South Sudan, is a small light aircraft. The plane was designed and built by a 23-year-old George John Mayle, a high school student who discovered his talent for airplanes when he was just about 5 years old. This is the second prototype. He built the plane using local materials such as scrap metal and discarded plastics.
This isn't my first work or my first invent. I've done a lot since I was still a kid, yeah. I've been doing some research and try to work out small aircrafts, make them. There's the one I made before this. It was a UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle, but I didn't have the system to control it. The wiring, GPS and all this. So that's why I came with an idea of making the second one that could carry a weight of a person. Yeah. It's powered by two gasoline engine, almost like generator, but it's a little bit different. You can adjust the speed.
George works at home where he has turned his room into his workshop, which he calls Aerotech Research. He uses his artistic drawing and painting skills to design airplanes. He has developed his prototypes using information he finds on the internet. And there is no college or university where George can study aeronautics. But despite these challenges, he remains optimistic.
There are times whereby I'm discouraged because when I do these things, they sometimes call me I'm crazy and all this. Even sometimes when I bring the material, I sneak them into the house through the fence so that they will not see it. If they see it, they'll start saying I'm wasting money on crazy stuff. Yeah.
Finding funding for his project is difficult. He even took his first aircraft design to the country's Air Force, but no answers.
The first plane I made before this, I took it to Air Force, but since then nothing was done about it. It was just left there. It was trashed by wind and all this. Yeah.
Although George's plane isn't quite ready for passengers yet, he believes with the right support, he can become one of Africa's greatest aerospace innovators. Coming up right here on the Africa Innovations and Technology channel, a conversation with a Ugandan photographer who has turned his passion in photography into a platform where innovative youth tell their stories. We'll take a short break, but before we go, we want to know what you think about the Africa Innovation and Technology channel and the stories we cover. Join the conversation on Twitter and on Facebook. The address is Africa Innovations and Technology. You can also check us out at our website at www.africainnovations.net. Welcome back to the Africa Innovation and Technology channel, a show where we strive to bring you stories that inspire, empower, engage, and motivate young African innovators using new technology into action. This week, we are talking about a South Sudanese student using his passion for airplanes to design a light aircraft, and my one-on-one conversation with Cyrus Kawalia, a Ugandan photographer empowering youth in Katwe, a slum in the heart of the Ugandan capital, Kampala. I recently sat down with the renowned Ugandan photographer Cyrus Kawalia, the founder and team leader of Vision Eye, an organization that offers workshops to young people who are interested in pursuing a career in cinema and photography. Mr. Kawalia says he embarked on a journey to find solutions that could empower the youth in one of East Africa's largest slums, Katwe in Kampala, Uganda. Through his innovation hub, Vision Eye addresses the social, economic, and political issues of young Ugandans through their own voices by teaching them to become the next generation of photographers.
I'm a film person. I deal with photography and design, and the idea of using my skill to empower other people is what really drives me.
You are one of those people who came here under the yearly Young Mandela Washington Fellows. How was that program, and how were you selected?
The program has been very beautiful. We run through a rigorous selection whereby they sent out forms and we filled out these forms on what we did in our fields. And back at home, I run a non-profit organization and I use film, design, and photography to act as tools for social change. In my community, there's a place called Kisenyi. It's a slum community. And one thing that I identified in that place is that there are people who are very skilled at doing certain things and their stories were not being told. So I picked up my camera, my equipment, and went out and documented what they did. And out of documenting what I did, I produced a small booklet and a small DVD in which I used to promote and tell their stories. Some of them got opportunities because they bought products from them that they were making. The people who didn't know that there were people in Kisenyi that were that very innovative, they got realized. And then two, I also used them as mentors for other communities that are facing the same challenges exactly as those people in Kisenyi.
What are some of the stories that left a profound impact on you?
For example, there was a boy in Kisenyi who was doing pool tables. What he would do, he would go and get pieces of pool tables, buy them from different places, like buy them from all these Chinese stores, and then he puts them together and he sells them. A pool table back at home costs about 3 million shillings. For somebody who lives in a slum like Kisenyi, to have the skill to put together a table like that and sell it at 3 million, make some good money. So he was making a living. Then there were others who were using old monitors for computers, and they would turn them into TV sets and respray them and then sell them again. Then there were also others who were using these tins of jam and they would turn them into these local lights that we call tadoba. They're used a lot in villages. They put kerosene in them and then they light them on top, so they're used in places that there's no electricity. There were people who were also doing that. So I found that to be very, very, very amazing. I've realized there's nothing better than using your skill to empower other people, to create opportunities for them. So I'm looking at a time whereby when I go back, I can affect so many people's lives through my skills and create change for them.
When you talk to these young innovators in those slum areas that you've talked about in Kampala, what do they tell you? What are their dreams? What do they want to accomplish when they maybe get money and move out of the slum?
Some of them obviously want to grow what they're doing to bigger levels. So some of them look at that. It's their ambition to either grow what they're doing, or they look for an opportunity to go to the city and do much bigger business. But the whole idea is still everybody has high dreams and they're looking forward to getting to the next level of their life. And I hope I can play a huge role in that.
What was the single most important thing that you learned out of this yearly fellowship?
The biggest thing that I've learned out of YALI, I think, is you need to understand that it's very, very important to create opportunity for other people.
What message would you give to young Ugandans looking up to you?
The top thing is mindset change. Don't wait for government. Most people keep complaining. Like, the reason why I actually did one of those projects is because most of the areas you went to, these people kept saying, oh, we're waiting for the government, we don't have money from the government. I mean, people have 2 legs, arms, and a brain. Do something. Create something. Change your mind. Look at things differently. Don't wait for a government to give you money, because I don't see it happening. You have to be innovative, and then the opportunity will catch up with you.
Well, on that note, do you think you have a better idea? Or you have created something that everyone is talking about and you would like to be featured on the show? Please send us your video clips and tell us which country you're from and how your innovation is impacting your community. That's our show today. Be sure to watch the Africa Innovation and Technology channel online every weekend and on our website at www.africainnovations.net. Thanks for watching.